Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson, and this is our Daily Gratitude Call. We've had a couple new people join our call. I want to welcome those new people that are on the call. And also, if you are a first-time listener to the podcast, I want to welcome you as well. If you are a first-time listener, or you haven't, gotten super familiar with the format and the way that we do our gratitude call every day, I do have a video that is called How to Do Your Own Daily Gratitude Practice. And all you have to do is go to my website, WileenBenson.com, and just click on Contact. Actually, on the home page, you can just find it. So I was going to say I would send it to you, but it's on the home page. So just go to WileenBenson.com, and on the home page, kind of scroll down a little bit, and there's a little box that says Gratitude. I think it says Purpose, Gratitude, and Integrity. So just click on the gratitude one and scroll down to the bottom of the page, and that How to Do Your Own Daily Gratitude Practice, that video is right there on that front page. So welcome. We had somebody new just jump on. Who else is here with us?
I just fell off.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Tyree. Appreciate you jumping back on. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our call. The very first thing that we do is we do a 90-second meditation. And 90 seconds is really significant because 90 seconds is scientifically proven. If you focus on something for that amount of time, that actually it's 80 seconds, then you start the wheels of creation in motion. And it's really important to realize that and to know that, because sometimes we focus on things that we don't want to create. We worry about things, or we focus on the future and, oh, woe is me. This is going to happen in the future. And if we put a lot of energy and emotion behind that, especially if it is more than 80 seconds, then we're actually creating it. So it's important to know that. And so we start this gratitude call with 90 seconds, because I know sometimes it takes about 10 seconds for us to let go of everything else that's in our brain and really focus on the things that we want to today. To start the wheels of creation in motion on something that we're grateful for. So we're going to do that right now, 90-second meditation, private and silent meditation. You're just going to write down whatever comes to you on the subject of gratitude for traveling with friends. A couple people mentioned before we started the recording about traveling and some exciting things that are upcoming for them. And I just thought that would be fun. Just a fun little subject to focus on today. So gratitude for traveling with friends, 90 seconds. Just write down whatever comes to you in your private meditation, beginning now. right. I'm guessing that was whoever dropped off just jumped back on, but if we have somebody new, speak up. Let us know who's here. All right. I just want to share, we've had kind of a fun opportunity this summer. We changed the way that we have our deck out back, and so we have a table and some chairs all around it, and so we've been able to eat most of our meals outside unless it's like super, super hot, like over 100 degrees. We have pretty much eaten all of our meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, out on the deck, and it's been awesome. My husband and I used to go up to Bear Lake every summer, and we would spend probably a total of about 3 or 4 weeks up there, just throughout the summer. We had a trailer. Michael, you mentioned about your motorhome. We had a trailer that we would just take and park up there. And so we just could go up there anytime. Clint's cousins have a property that's right on the lake, and so it was just an awesome summer vacation. It's where we spent all of our summer vacations, and my kids grew up there. And since then, we've kind of lost that opportunity to go up there. But this last few weeks during the summer, we've been finding opportunities to recreate that experience, and our backyard has kind of transformed into, every time we sit out there, we're always constantly talking about those memories from the times that we spent up at Bear Lake, because our backyard has the shade and the cool, and we're eating out there like we always did at Bear Lake, and it's just the same kind of feeling. And I just was struck with this meditation today about how easy and inexpensive it is to create a feeling of vacation, that rejuvenation that happens. And anyway, that's what I was struck with, was how easy it is to create an experience of traveling with friends. Who else would like to share?
Awesome. Well, I will jump in because I really am excited for this opportunity that we have to go. But what was really jumping out to me, years ago, my in-laws had a motorhome, and about twice a year we would take that motorhome out. We would go camping in Iron Bog and take the kids and hikes and fishing, and just that's a lot of our memories are in that motorhome. And then, but so, they got to where they weren't using it, and so, but contrasting that with someone like Michael's got a new motorhome and he's taken it out a few times and already, and just inviting us to go with him, and just way excited to be able to move around and not be 8 hours in a car driving to St. George, just being able to not have to stop, but to have everything at your fingertips, and just that he's using it, getting so much use out of it already. And then I know people who travel, and they live in a motorhome and they've traveled coast to coast, and we just this last Sunday we're visiting with family who that's what they've done. They retired and they jumped into a motorhome, and for a couple of years now they're just really enjoying it, just being on the road. And they're pulling a trailer, but just the flexibility of it all and the life that they've chosen. And I know a few people who have done that, and I think, what an adventure, and then sharing all of those experiences.
Awesome, thank you. So a couple of things that I heard you say. Yesterday our focus was gratitude for generous friends. It sounds like Michael is definitely one of those generous friends, and I know him on a more personal level as well, and I know he's that way in every area of his life. He's just constantly sharing and giving. And the other thing that I heard you say is, that there are some people who choose that way of life. And, I know that there probably have always been people like that, but I agree, there's a lot of times when we purchase an opportunity to be able to travel, and it just like sits in the driveway, a trailer or a motorhome or whatever, and it just sits there and doesn't get used maybe once a year or maybe every 2 or 3 years or whatever. And it's just an opportunity waiting to be, it's an adventure waiting to be had. And how exciting for, for Michael just buying this motorhome and then jumping in and using it. It's like you're taking advantage of the adventure that's available to you. Thank you.
This is Martha.
Hey, Martha.
And, I'm grateful that wherever I go and wherever I travel, God is always with me. And I Bible cancel a membership upstate New York, and I remember the person says, oh, maybe you should take a train because you might end up getting lost. And I was like, I'm not going to get lost, right? But I reacted. I got lost. And then I was blaming him. I was mad at him because it's his fault. He said, oh, you're like lack of trust. And I was so there. And then I pulled to the side and I started crying. And then God says, don't go there. He trusted you. He lent you his card. Believe the best, and the best it shall be. And I was like, because I wanted to just go back and say, here, have your card. I'm taking the train. I don't need your card, because whatever. Right? But I surrendered. And, so I managed to go upstate and came back, and I got lost, and I cried, and I praised and worshiped God, and I finally made it back. But it took me 5 hours to go and come back because there was a lot of anger, bitterness, resentment along with me. So I didn't travel alone. There was Jesus, and there was all the other stuff that was not Jesus along with us, right? So it was like a whole group. No kidding. But I made it back, and I thank God for that. So, yeah, thank you.
It's much more fun to travel with God and Jesus than to travel with anger and resentment. I like those friends a lot. Thank you.
Well, what struck me in this meditation, Wileen, is that life is this traveling with friends. That I've traveled alone, and traveling with friends through life is, with friends, they provide the outside eyes and the fresh ideas, and we sing together, and we make memories, and we share adventures. And my friends anchor me by reminding me of what is true and help me when I fall down. And so to me, this whole thing is a metaphor for our whole life and how much more fun it is and how much more easy and enjoyable it is, good times or hard times, to be with friends.
Beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate you adding that little piece. And you're right. It is. We definitely are traveling through life, and it's so much more fun it's more fun, it's easier, we can't do this life alone. I really believe with all my heart that God meant for this life to be done together. It's not a solo journey. Well, we are going to go ahead and shift over to our permission process. I appreciate everything that has been shared. I've just got a smile on my face. I just feel like this has been a really lighthearted meditation, and excited to be able to put it into action through our permission process. So let's go ahead and just take a deep breath.
Can I throw one thing in before we go?
Sure. Go ahead, Michael.
I had a lot of other things down, but the thought came to me is when you're considering marriage to someone, you travel with them, because after a long trip, when you're tired, you let down your guard, and you actually you see the person who they really are, and that allows you a chance to choose whether you want to live an eternity with that person or on this earth. And so traveling with friends allows you to really get to know them when it's a long trip.
You're right. Absolutely right. We see people at their best, and we see people at their worst when they're traveling. Thank you. And, it's a good opportunity to really see the greatness in people, and also find the authenticity there too. with anybody, spending some extra time with them. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just get into that space of being open. Go ahead and mute yourself if you're not already. And possibly looking at this traveling with friends as metaphor, as traveling through life, as Felicia has suggested and Michael has suggested, or possibly you're just about to embark on an actual journey where you're traveling away from home. So wherever you are, whatever your situation right now, just invite you to have your own private experience and just focus on this, just being open to travel with friends, being vulnerable enough to, as has been suggested by Michael, to show our true selves, to be authentic, to be 100% relaxed. Something about traveling that you kind of become family. And in this space of seeing that, seeing life or seeing this experience as being completely open, allowing people in to see you for who you really are, being vulnerable, and also seeing them, maybe possibly in a stressful situation of getting lost or whatever it is. And what is the number one limiting belief that you have coming up for you about traveling with friends? And as you look at that limiting belief, I invite you to examine the cost of it. If you keep that limiting belief, what is the likely outcome? Where will it take you? And as you examine the cost and notice what this limiting belief is bringing you, I invite you to make a choice right now. You can keep that limiting belief, or you can just give yourself permission to choose a different belief that's going to create a different outcome. And if you're ready to choose a different belief, I invite you to say yes.
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 All right. And what are your new beliefs? Go ahead and choose up to 3 new beliefs that will allow you to create a different outcome, will take the place of that old limiting belief and create a different outcome, one that you like. And as you look over those new beliefs, I invite you to really be conscious of the words that you've written on the page, and to not only see these words as words, that these are choices that you are 100% choosing. These are concepts and ideas that you are choosing, that as you're speaking these words, as you're looking over these words, just as we did that 90-second focus in the beginning. When you focus on something for 80 seconds, you start the wheels of creation in motion. So maybe we're going to do that right now. We're just going to have this 90-second focus, and I'm going to have you mute yourself to make sure that, double check and make sure that you are muted. I can hear there's a little noise in the background, so somebody's not muted. But during this 90 seconds, instead of this being a silent meditation, I'm going to invite you to speak these words out loud, to say these words as if they already are who you are. Speak them as truth, that these are not just beliefs, these are actually truth. And speak them powerfully out loud to yourself and to the universe so that everyone knows that this is the standard that you are setting in your life right now. So I'm going to set the timer for another 90 seconds, and I'm going to invite you to speak out loud your new beliefs. Begin. All right, so 90 seconds is up. We've never done that before. This was actually a really powerful experience for me, and I was able to come up with some new beliefs, additional new beliefs. And, it just was a powerful experience for me. We are at the end of our time, so we're not going to take the time to share, but I do want to invite all of you to go to the Breakthrough with Gratitude Facebook group and to share your experience with us. This was, it was a new experience for me, and I'm definitely going to share there. I invite all of us to really integrate these new beliefs into our lives. Maybe just take one more deep breath. Close your eyes, feeling these new beliefs, the truth of them, that you've become a new person because of this experience today. And what is the one most important thing that you could do today to really anchor in the truth of these new beliefs? In the past, you've made choices and taken action steps based on your old limiting beliefs. I invite you to do an action step today that will anchor in these new beliefs, new empowering beliefs. And thank you for joining us today. If you are on this call and you're feeling like you would like a little bit more insight into the experience that you've had today, if you'd like to have a different perspective, I offer a 15-minute call with me. Just go to askwylene.com and you can schedule a 15-minute call. And these calls, my intention for these calls is to identify what your number one block is. What is keeping you held back from having the most fulfilling and happy life possible? We identify that and are able to break through it, are able to find a new way for, a way for you to start living your life the way that you choose. and it's very effective. So I invite you to take me up on that. Go to AskWilene.com and choose a 15-minute time slot to meet with me if you're needing some extra help. So thank you all for joining me today, and we'll look forward to tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, for our gratitude call tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wiley. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileneBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.